Hi, hello, it is Laylee, and today we are going to talk about Like a Dragon Gaiden, a man who erased his name. And if you are new here, this is not a review, I'm just going to talk about the game and my thoughts and opinions on it while I do a doodle. And by doing that, I'm hoping to get better at drawing and do a little bit less doom scrolling. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. So a quick summary of this game: it is considered a canon game, but it's also a spin-off. This one just expands Kiryu's backstory and what he was up to during the events of Yakuza Like a Dragon, and its sequel, Infinite Wealth. And it takes place after Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, which is technically, or supposed to be, Kiryu's last game, and then this game came out. So, spoiler, I really like this one a lot more than Song of Life. Even though The Song of Life was supposed to be his last game, I actually do prefer this one over that. So a quick summary of this game is that Kiryu is now going by the name of Joryu because obviously Kazuma Kiryu is now considered dead by legal records. He is working for the Daidoji under this new alias as one of their secret agents. And while he is working as an agent, it is clear that the opposing Yakuza people realize that he is actually Kiryu, at least some of them do. And they're trying to recruit him back into the Yakuza because they want to avoid the dissolution between the Omi Alliance and the Tojo clan. So how was the story? So for me, this was one of my top favorite Yakuza games in the franchise up until this point. Just because I felt like the characters were really well written in this one. I appreciated the fact that it didn't seem like there was a lot of bloat. I don't ever hate any part of the Yakuza games. There's never a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, just shut up and let me finish this game. It never gets to that point for me, but sometimes I feel that they can be a little bit long-winded, and there's things that they could have cut out and not needed to get the story point across, and that's not including the mini-games or the side quests. I also really like the angle of Kiryu, who has to now get along with his new partner Hanuma, because most of the time when you play these games as Kiryu, as the protagonist, he's basically like a lone wolf guy who has these people working with him, but really he's just doing what he wants and they basically just follow in line with him. Not that I hate that, don't get me wrong, I don't hate that. But it was just kind of something different in this game that I really appreciated. The fact that he wasn't the boss and he couldn't control his own movements. It was just a nice angle to see and it was kind of refreshing. It was also kind of nice seeing a little bit of how the dissolution part would go down with the Omi Alliance and the Tojo clan. If you've played this game before, watching this video, and I really hope that you have, you will know that there's a lot more that happens in this game besides just Kiryu's identity getting revealed, the dissolution of the Yakuza between the Omi Alliance and the Tojos, and his relationship with Hanuma. There's a lot that goes into the story. This is just a really stupidly short, brief overview. I really like the angle of Kiryu trying to get along with his new partner Hanuma. And just because most of the games Kiryu is kind of a lone wolf, yes, he has all these people working in the wings to help him, but normally they're helping him because they want to and they're just kind of following him along. He just goes in, guns blazing, he just does what he wants most of the time in those games, so I think it was kind of a nice angle and a little bit refreshing to see him having to kind of struggle to get along and follow the orders of somebody else. And while they're working together, they also work for this gal named Akame, and she is quote-unquote called a fixer. And so they basically are doing like odd jobs for her while using her network to get their job done because they have to stop a patriarch who is trying to have his own agenda and meet up with a guy who's coming out of jail. I don't remember all the specific nitty-gritty details. And if they meet up together, they were going to then stop the dissolution that's happening behind the scenes. That is a very, very brief overview of the game. If you haven't played this game before watching this, I really hope you did, because I am going to spoil a lot of things. I guess I should have said that earlier, so my apologies. Another thing that obviously I really liked is my boys Daigo and Goro in this game. So even if it's just a little bit, the fact that they are in this game is always a game changer for me. I absolutely adore them, so I can't go wrong with that. Their relationship with Kiryu brings me so much joy, and this one felt much more of a tighter story, and that could have easily been bloated, and they didn't go that route. So I really appreciate that. I played this one non-stop after I beat Ishin, and I didn't have any burnout whatsoever. And in fact, I actually did like it a lot more than Ishin. So I liked Ishin a lot. So what did I think about the new characters? I really liked Akame. I always appreciate a badass chick in these stories. And not only was she like super awesome, but I really appreciate the fact that she used her influence in the society to help people in her community. She kind of comes across as like, I can't think of a good term to use, like working from the shadows to do good for everybody. So she's kind of a saint in that way. Sometimes in these kind of games, they usually have like a badass chick who's like super cool and super awesome. But the way that they're written seems overly written. I guess I can't think of the word that I want to use to describe this, but basically it almost comes across as too much, like they're trying too hard for them to be super cool and to make the audience love them. I didn't get that vibe with her at all. I think she was really well written and I really enjoyed it. Hanawa, on the other hand, I really enjoyed him. This one was kind of a surprise for me because not long before I played this one, I actually watched the Hubs play Yakuza Infinite Wealth. That's a whole different story for a different time, so I didn't actually play that game, he did. But I watched it, so don't get me wrong there. It's not like I didn't have any idea what was going on. I did. And unfortunately for me, because I watched him play that first, I knew what was going to happen to Hanawa. So when I booted this game up, I didn't think I was going to get that attached to him just because it didn't seem like he was super relevant in Yakuza Infinite. I thought maybe he was just, it sounds really rude to call him a character who is just a plot point, which sounds terrible. But I kind of had that vibe for him, and I'm really sorry. Like, I was very wrong about that. I ended up really liking him. I liked him and Kiryu's friendship at the end, but I knew what was going to happen to him in the future, which really kind of crushed my heart playing this game, because I ended up really liking him. And the ending, oh my goodness, just crushed me, where he and Kiryu are parting ways, and he basically tells Kiryu that he knows his secret. He knows the alias human by in the 5th game, which means he had to have known him at that time. And so I'm like racking my brain thinking like, okay, he's from the 5th game. How do I not recognize him this whole time? How do I not recognize him? And then he basically comes across and basically outs himself, saying he also changed his identity with the Daidoji. And he got a new life. So I was thinking, okay, well, clearly I'm an idiot and didn't recognize him. Neither did Kiryu, so he must have been not either that memorable or he was a very minor character. So after the game was over, the credits rolled, I spent like hours searching on like Reddit, on YouTube, anywhere I could find to see if anybody had uncovered like his actual identity, because he never comes out and says it, okay? And then he dies in Infinite Wealth, so I will never know unless somebody tells me, and I kind of feel like I need to know. So if you know, you need to tell me in the comments below, please tell me. Because I think there was a comment, somebody had said in one of the Reddits that they believe he was some character, I forget the name, and that he had done like cosmetic surgery, so his face was also changed along with his name. And it was something that he said in the game that I guess made them believe that he was this character. And I can't remember the character's name is, so that stinks. He's such a mystery for me, and RGG needs to tell me the truth. Who is this man? I need to know. Like rewatching these scenes, because I rewatched them just to get a refresher. And it still kills me. Like, how do I not know who this man is? Like, you can't just dangle that carrot out in front of me and then just take it away. Real rude. Also, bonus character, the patriarch, Nishitani III, I think that's his name. The guy that basically turns out to be the big evil guy that you want to kill. He is a bonus because he's not a good guy, obviously, and he's not like a really well-written villain in my opinion. He's great, he's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, he's fine. But what it is that I love about him is his actor. The person that used the motion cap for him, Kim Jae-wook. If you know who this person is, let me just tell you, when he showed up, I immediately was like, I know that freaking face. I know that man. And I Googled it, and of course I was right. You know, I knew immediately who he was. I was shook. I love this man. All my K-drama fans out there, if you know, you know. Coffee Prince, anybody out there understand what I'm saying? If you do, you're one of the cool ones. Also, he was rocking a cool blue suit. I think he looked pretty badass, so I mean, just a bonus character for me, but neither here nor there. So yeah, to wrap it all up, for this picture, I really wanted Akame, Kiryu, and Hanawa just because they basically were the majority of the game and the characters. And I kind of went for like a 007 spy, FBI kind of theme going on. Especially with like Akame in like Kiryu's earpiece kind of thing. I thought that was kind of cool. So I mean, it's kind of simple, but I actually really like the way this one turned out. I think I could have done a better job on Hanawa. His face looks a little weird, and I don't think I got him quite right, but I'm pretty happy with it overall. I would have also liked if Kiryu's face was a bit more gruff, I guess. What's the word? That look he gets when he's just like, meh. You know what I'm saying? Angry cat face. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's the end of this one. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.